Yes. Good.
When you onboard a new global customer, how do you choose where in the world?
When we onboard a new global customer, Microsoft,
Internally.
If you take someone who signs on to Office 365, for example, they've got presence around the world.
right.
How do you choose which your data centers they should exist in, or can they exist in multiple data centers?
Okay. Currently, for IT, if we onboard somebody, say, from the Czech Republic, we would create a mailbox in North America. We don't have a choice right now. In the near future, and you can interpret near however you want, in the near future, we will have presence in Europe, and more than likely it's going to be Dublin or Amsterdam. And in Asia, it's more than likely going to be Singapore or maybe Hong Kong or Beijing. And just depending on their proximity, we'll host them in one of those other data centers if they're not in North and South America, in essence. Yeah. Right now we have a constraint. We don't have a global namespace, and we're homing everybody into North America. And
That's internally within Microsoft.
That's internally within Microsoft. If you have a non-global company, let's say your company is based or operates in Europe, you'll go to the Dublin data center, et cetera. You want to give them swag?
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Sure. So the question was, when we moved into the cloud, did we have some restrictions, such as from Germany, having the data itself in Germany? Yes. And that's one of those reasons why we have a hybrid environment. We have our Dublin data center, which is a part of the European Common Union, and that satisfies that requirement to have their mailboxes. Yes. And when we solve that problem, we'll be able to do that for them as well. Yep.
Yeah. But this performance data point was actually a very critical one when we sat, and believe it or not, even within Microsoft, we had a significant challenge of getting everyone on board with moving to the cloud. It was one thing for Steve B to stand up and say we're all in, and for that reality to actually take hold at all levels across the company, whether you were an end user or a developer or a person in IT. Everyone had their own concerns about going to the cloud, and clearly for our internal users, and we do laugh about the fact that everybody thinks they're a developer, but for many of them, very real. I mean, they depend on us to provide a service to them to perform critical business functions, and the performance, the experience was top of mind for everyone, and being able to show this kind of performance data early on to our users, no matter where they were around the world, was pretty critical in getting everybody's buy-in of, yes, we get why we're going there. Please.
Kind of layer of performance monitoring to be able to kind of say to your customer, the return customer, that hey, you know, you have the same level of performance for this network as you get it from
That graph that I showed you was part of the answer. Because when we moved into the cloud and we lost access to our logs, the service became rather opaque. And we had to rely on a dashboard that has a green check mark or a red dash to determine what our performance was.
Yeah.
So that EKG tool was a response to that. Trust but verify, you know?
Yeah. And much like you probably have in your own companies, we have SLAs with our own internal users. We have to meet them. I don't think anybody's ever asked us to write a check yet, but it's a painful experience to have to stand up and explain to someone why you didn't hit their SLA that month. But it was having data like this to be able to show, yes, indeed, we are providing.
Yeah, I guess where I'm coming from is
yeah.
the fact that you know, in an on-prem environment, you're going to have to monitor application uptime.
Yep.
Don't think that you're going to get away from that.
That is correct.
Absolutely.
And that is one of the reasons why I muscled myself into the next version, the Office 16 administration toolkit team in the Microsoft Office division, to let them know what is missing in the current tool set, current dashboard, and work with them to determine what they are going to include in the next version of Office and Office 365 as far as a dashboard and metrics and things like that. We made quite a bit of progress. How much progress will be determined by what they release.
Some of the tools we built internally, frankly, to do monitoring, because you're absolutely right, it doesn't go away, the need to do it, because I still have to provide service to my customers. we build the tools out of necessity, and in turn, frankly, have a great relationship with the product teams, and they say, yeah, that's pretty good, and maybe that ought to be a feature in the next product.
So, yes, one more question.
You said that you have everything in North America like that,
Yep.
but can you use the same services that have been marketed this week, two in North America, two in Europe, and soon to be two in mainland China? Aren't they the same data centers that you can use for your services? And why are you only doing it in North America?
You want to take this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. It's a matter of namespace.
Yeah.
We want to have a collapsed namespace where it doesn't matter where you are, you use the same login credentials to access that, and no matter where you are, you would access your content from, let's say you are a North America user and your stuff is primarily in North America, okay? And you go to the European office, you want to access your stuff, we don't want our users to have to home in to North America to get their stuff. We want it to be replicated in the European data center. So we want to have a single presence, and where you log in or what data center should be irrelevant. So you don't have this long haul back to your home base. I see.
You look puzzled.
If Microsoft can't do that, how can a smaller customer expect to be able to do something like that?
These are features that are evolving and are being introduced into the product gradually. They weren't there yet when we made this migration. It could be in the next release in 3 months. We're waiting for that.